Hi there, I'm Alister Benn and you're watching Expressive Photography. In this video, I want to cover my secret to overcoming a creative slump. Now, if you're watching this video, it's either because you're in a creative slump or plateau, or you've experienced one recently, or it's something you've experienced in the past. If none of that has happened to you, there's some good news for you. You are going to experience one at some point in the future. I consider myself to be a pretty normal person, and my development as a photographer has happened over decades. I think 20 odd years, more than 20 odd years I've been photographing. And during that time, I've been through all sorts of phases of rapid creative growth, long plateaus, big slumps, and all sorts of dips and peaks, somewhat like a mountain range, I suppose. If you are in a creative slump, there's some fundamental things you have to understand about that. And in this video, what I want to do is to kind of shine a fresh light on this for you and to find the ways that are going to work for you to very much get through your creative slump and move forward to be the best photographer and happiest photographer that you can be, which is pretty much the whole point of expressive photography. One of the first things we have to realize is that creativity is not like a tap that you can turn on at will. You can't walk out into the landscape, turn on the creativity tap, and instantly be in that amazing space of flow and genius that we all aspire to. Likewise, we can't sit in front of the computer and turn on the creativity tap and expect genius and brilliance to flow. That's just not the way creativity works. And the problem we have is that we expect, as we develop and we grow and we gain our skills and use our equipment, we expect to get better. We expect to make better photographs, to be more creative. Probably the one thing that I get asked more as a teacher is how to be more creative. How can I be more expressive? And this is part of the reason for this video, of course. There's a very famous expression which is GAS. GAS is the acronym for Gear Acquisition Syndrome. And if anybody's just like me, you will have been through that so many times. I just remember in my head as I was becoming, more into photography, I'd read a review of a lens, a macro lens or a zoom lens or a long lens or a wide-angled super lens, and you were desperate to get it because you thought, that's it, that's the missing link in my creativity, that's the missing link of me becoming the better photographer that I really want to be. And we know that buying a new piece of equipment can make you re-engage with your photography, get excited about your photography, and feel motivated and enthused, maybe even inspired to go out and make photographs. So that in itself is not a bad thing. What can be the bad thing is when you suddenly get to that point where you suddenly start feeling, well, wait a minute, it's still the same idiot behind the camera who hasn't actually changed at all. You have a different tool, but you're not really seeing or using it in a different way than you were before you bought that. The same is true for new pieces of software, and of which there's an abundance on the marketplace, from Luminar to Lightroom to Adobe, Photoshop and Nik and DxO and Topaz. There's a huge amount of software out there that we can use, and sometimes buying a new piece of software will encourage you to become better. However, there is one thing that I would recommend that is better than GAS, or can be used in conjunction with GAS, and that is AS. AS will get you way further than GAS, and you can turn it on at will. What is AS, you may ask yourselves? Well, it's Attitude Acquisition Syndrome. So it's not spelt the way you were thinking it was going to be, but attitude is the magic tap that will change the current way of thinking to a new way of thinking, and you can use it every day, every hour, every time you sit in front of the computer, every time you drive towards a sunrise or a sunset or out into the landscape to make photographs. Your attitude is the key ingredient that will make you the photographer you want to be. This morning when I got up, I felt really awful. I really felt bad. And I thought, well, I can sit here and feel sorry for myself, or I'm going to go out for a walk and clear my head. And we're very fortunate. We live in a beautiful place, and I went outside and took a very gentle walk rather than running and trying to drive myself into the ground. Walked along the river, through the woods, and I talked myself out of the mood I was in. I changed my attitude from negative to positive. I filled myself again with enthusiasm, which energized me. And as soon as you do that, everything just feels better. And I actually felt motivated to come back to the office and record this video. So attitude is something that we can influence. So if you're going to go out and buy a new piece of software because it has features that you think might be useful to you or have been demonstrated to be useful to you, then that is a good thing to do. I'm not saying don't buy ebooks. I'm not saying don't buy videos. I'm not saying don't buy software or gear or going on a workshop or going on a photo dedicated vacation. I'm not saying stop doing those things, but use your attitude, this new positive way of looking at yourself and your unique creativity. Give yourself the opportunity to be creative by having a positive outlook, to go out into the landscape and be open rather than seeking for a photograph that you might have seen on social media or in a book. Don't chase other people's creativity. I think this is another fundamental thing that constantly pulls us back from being truly creative, is constantly comparing ourselves to other photographers. I look on social media, I look on the Expressive Photography forum that I run, and the photography on there is unbelievable. I'm so inspired and in awe of the creativity that's being demonstrated to me on a daily basis. And it would be very easy to feel intimidated by other people's creativity, but I don't allow myself to compare my photography with their photography. I'm more interested in allowing my own creativity to flow by giving myself the opportunity to do so. I hope you find this little wandering through my mind to be of value. If you do, then please subscribe to the channel because it really helps us grow our business. And secondly, give me a thumbs up and click that bell notification so that you're going to be notified when we have new videos on offer. Check out the links below for all of our education material and affiliate links and all of the various gear that I use, because again, any of that is going to help us to sustain our business and keep giving you the content that we hope is going to be of value to you. Thanks for watching. Tune in again next week for more expressive photography. I'm Alister Benn, and I'm feeling better than I was earlier. Thanks for watching. Bye.